Welcome to another episode of Unbound and Awakened. I'm your host, Vinam Pramnath, and this podcast is a space where we get to explore transformation, purpose, and inner journey of becoming who we were meant to be. Today, I'm thrilled to welcome back Rashmy Nair, who many of you remember from our earlier episode. And since then, she has represented both America and India on the Mrs. Universe stage as a petite woman. And that achievement speaks volumes about her courage, her authenticity, and her self belief. Now, even though she didn't walk away with the main crown, she earned something equally meaningful, Mrs. Positivity title, which is perfectly captures her spirit and her light that she brings wherever she goes. In today's conversation, we're going to go beyond all the glitz and glamour of pageantry to talk about the real journey behind the title, her mindset, her growth, and the self reflection it takes to walk the world stage. So, we're going to talk about how to show up confidently, make your presence felt in spaces where you might feel unseen, navigate fears, things like fear of success, fear of being seen, of losing loved ones as you rise, redefine what it means to win, not just titles, but self mastery. And of course, building sisterhood, community, and competitive spaces. Rashmi's journey reminds us that success isn't just about achievement, it's about staying rooted in purpose, showing up with heart, and finding meaning in every experience, whether you win or you don't. So let's dive in, Rashmi. Welcome back to the episode. How do you feel now
Thank
that
you.
you're back in the world stage?
That was the longest introduction I ever heard about myself. I'm so happy. I'll take
Well deserved.
it. Yeah,
So,
I'm
so
good. I'm good. I got back from Philippines and it took me like around 2 to 3 weeks to get back to normal because we all caught like a stomach bug and we all have
mhm.
like inside some inside news there. So we were all sick, but then see, we somehow finished our seventh and eighth day, which eighth was the finals. So somehow did
Right.
it all and we got back, and I think we have all been eating and just sleeping. So yeah,
Nice.
I'm recovered. I'm good.
Yeah, you look great. I mean, the latest pictures of you with your workout videos has been extremely inspiring. So let's talk about the pageantry as we, initially set the intention for. So tell us, Rashmi, what does it mean to represent both America and India in the Mrs. Universe stage? How did that identity shape your experience?
Oh, that was an amazing title that I got, like Mrs. Bharat USA. Although I had to explain Bharat is India. Like there was another India USA, another Mrs. India, Mrs. Bharat. So people were confused as to what is Bharat, and they would call me Bharat, Bharat, and I'm like, it's not Bharat, it's Bharat, it's India. And yeah, I feel so proud of. I mean, I could represent both America and India, right? And that's on the Mrs. Universe platform. It was very emotional experience as well, because then I'm feeling like India is my root basically, and
Mhm.
it gave me my values, my culture, the resilience and that came because of growing up in India, and then America gave me wings. So and the confidence to dream, not just dream, like dream beyond limits. So standing there, I wasn't just like a woman representing something, and I was actually the bridge between these two worlds. And I made sure every costume that I wore every day had something to do with both the cultures. So that actually made me proud. That dual identity where I could represent both the worlds. So I was proud. I was pretty much grounded, and I was really inspired to show that where we come from, how we look, how tall we are, or how lean we are, that those things doesn't matter. But we can carry tradition and modernity with grace. So yeah, I couldn't be any more prouder than this.
Yeah, and I want you to know us as audience watching you on stage as you kept, we walked the journey with you because you kept posting everything. We saw ourselves in you when you were walking the stage. And, somehow we got into this rut identity of ABCD, like American Born Confused AC. You've shifted that narrative a little bit with so much confidence and grace that you walked. And I like how you mentioned that we gracefully manage modern and tradition both at the same time. So, that helps shift that the negative identity that we carry for so long. And now it's almost like there's a lot of pride we take in both the identities. So let's talk a little bit about some of the unspoken rules, Rashmi, like, exciting stuff. Like, what are you allowed to wear? What do you not get to wear? How do you carry yourself? Sometimes you have to balance being authentic as well. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I'm pretty sure there were definitely a few unspoken rules. I cannot go very much in detail because those are like some part of the pageantry are supposed to be just kept inside. We signed the document saying that, we will not talk much or nothing else. We only talk about how the pageant happens, the overlay of it. But then, yeah, how you walk, how you pose, like what to wear for each rounds, those were already given to us. I mean, what to wear for each of the rounds. But then, unspoken rules, I would say, I don't think any pageant is looking for uh, just how you look. It's that is just not about it. Beauty is not just what people are looking for. So it's basically how you interact with others. Are you having breakfast with others? How much camaraderie do you build between, the sisters, the sisterhood. You have to shine everywhere. Starting like you brush your teeth, you get ready, you come down from the moment where you are starting to interact, or even from the moment that you get out of your room because your neighbor is another delegate. So from that time on until you go back to bed, it's all about walking with grace, talking with grace, or a little bit of boldness. So I think we all carried ourselves the way we always do. We were all proud and positive. And then I think if you are full of life, that makes an effect, not just for a pageantry, right? You see a person in front of you that's full of life, then the whole vibe changes. So
Mhm.
those things matter.
Yeah.
Being glamorous matters. There is even an award, Mrs. Glamorous. So that matters, which we didn't know. There was a title called Mrs. Glamorous. Had I known, I would have paid more money, put on makeup, and always walked in, colorful shimmery gowns. But we didn't know that. So yeah, those were little surprises that we figured out on the way. And what to talk? I think it's pretty much understood that pageantry is not like 100% what you think it is. There's a lot of politics, there's a lot of drama, emotional scenes, sentiments, and everything happening behind the stage, backstage. Because when you get to the top 100, the top 25, and everybody, I mean, I don't know, it's a positive and a negative that every girl thinks like she should have won, right? And that's the confidence. That's your confidence that speak. And then when you lose, you're like, am I not enough? That's a negative part of it. And then um I don't know. So what you talk is sometimes you got to control what you talk. You shouldn't be like talking it all out, but then where there needs to be the courage needs to be shown, it has to be shown. If you don't like something, say that you don't like something. We are not going there to pretend that we are someone else. Just be yourself. The latest news that happened, like Miss Universe pageantry, where Miss Mexico was treated bad, and she was so bold. She stood up for the entire womanhood, I would say, because she walked out with so much grace, and she taught us, and she taught the younger generation that there is no crown that is standing taller than your own self-respect. So those are the things that we learn in this journey. So I think those are the unspoken, talks.
Yeah, no, that's exciting because the always on mode of looking, as you said, it's not just about the looks, it's how you present yourself and how you engage with the people around you. That's what makes the difference between how you show up and things like that. So that's a good one for somebody new who's learning to get into the world of pageantry. I think they would this advice will go a long way for them.
It's
And
it's not about wearing expensive clothes and walking around like a queen. No, it is all about being yourself, staying grounded, and being kind. Kindness
right.
takes you a long way in pageantry. Yeah,
That's
that's the
nice to
best
hear.
advice I can give.
I've noticed that, when you're in large settings, Rashmi, it's easy to feel like you're invisible, right? It's a very competitive setting that you're on, right? How do you uniquely stand? Because everybody's beautiful, everybody's outfits are gorgeous. How do you make your presence felt and stand out in an environment like that?
I'll be very honest. There was a moment here at Mrs. Universe also where I felt like I was invisible. Like no matter what I did, no matter what I said, no matter how much I tried to impress, I felt like, you know, nobody's seen me. Like I wasn't being seen at all. And there was a day, I think it was on a fifth or sixth day, I woke up with zero motivation. And then I called my husband and I said, listen, this is not working. I just don't feel like I'm doing enough. And he was like, who is this? This is not my wife. She doesn't talk like this.
Mhm.
And I snapped right back. I'm like, yeah, this doesn't sound like me. So yeah, there are places, but I snapped out of it. I reminded myself my purpose and I jumped out of the bed and I did what I had to do. But then yes, there were times when you feel like there are mean girls looking at you and you're like, why are you here, and then you give it right back to them with your confidence, which is another story. But there are times when you feel like, are you enough, have I done enough? And as I said, feeling that invisible kind of a feeling, which is terrible. But I always remind myself like why I'm here. In the first place, I didn't go there to win. None of the pageants, even the Mrs. Universe USA Petite when that happened, I told you, like, I didn't go there to win. I wanted to enjoy the experience. So when you take away the competition, you're already a winner because then you are just being yourself, running around, you're happily being self, right? As I said, being kind is one thing and being yourself is another thing. Yeah, you should not let anything else bother you. You feel like you're being invisible, just move on. That's fine. I can do better. I came here to do, there is tomorrow is another day. I have a new costume. I have planned it all out, and this is what I'm going to talk about. So just be confident. We are humans. Things happen. There are times when your brain sucks and then gives you negativity and all of that. But we just need to know it's okay. Go down for a little bit, breathe in and out, and then come back right up.
That's awesome. Now, it's not as easy as you make it sound to be for a lot of
It's
people.
not. It's
And
definitely not. And especially when you're alone. Imagine at a pageant, like you have like another 120 sisters standing next to you, but they are not your friends. You just met them. Yeah, you walk out with great friendships, but then during the process, there is nobody around you, even to hug and cry or to cheer you up and say, "Oh, it's fine, you're enough." So you need to be bold. It has to be that perfect mindset has to be there. Otherwise, don't go for it. But this is like a test. It's a
right, right.
major test that you have to go through to become a
Right.
queen.
Of course, and speaking of mindset, that's where I want to touch on this thing that when all eyes are on you, you're on the spotlight and you have the self-critique within you that comes out unknowingly, right? It just shows up.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, within your head, you're battling that fear of being misunderstood. So, how do you move through the internal dialogues during times like that?
I just ask myself, like, when I'm up on that stage, right? Or when I'm at an event doing my own thing, I become a little narcissist. I'm like, this is my moment. I got 2 minutes and I'm going to use it all up. I'm not going to finish the 2 minutes and look back and regret not doing anything or overly doing it. So I'm a planner. I organize in the sense if I have a show, I know exactly how to pose, where to look, the camera angles. I'm so prepared. It came with experience. I was not born with it. So the fear definitely comes, even if I give like motivational speeches like, yo, you have to be confident, you have to be bold and all that, positive and all that. Yeah, there are times when it goes down. But then again, as I said, always remember this is your moment. This is what I have been dreaming for, right? Like, so there is no way I'm going to let this go. This is the moment. Like I was standing there up on that stage and I'm like, this is what I have been dreaming of for the past 2 years. So I'm not, yes, there are like signs that are showing me to come down and cry, but I'm not going to, just rise back up. And I keep telling myself, like, this is the moment, I got 2 minutes and perform, Rashmi, perform, you know? So. Yeah,
Uh,
you got to push yourself. Yeah, to me,
yeah.
it's I love the limelight, right? I love the highlight. I love the stage. I love the mic. So no matter in what mood I am, when I'm there, I'm getting that highlight. I'm like, oh, this is it. Tomorrow I'm gonna die. So let me do this. That is how I see every moment. So again, it came with time. I mean, with age, with experiences, we go through.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you were born for this, Rashmi. Like you wear it like a glove, it's like a fish in the water. So that's really nice. And how has this changed you, Rashmi, your relationship with your self? Like, was there any lesson that you took away that you didn't expect out of this experience?
Um, I think even during the last pageant, the biggest takeaway was to be kind and to stay grounded. And I learned that from other queens, especially Amber, Mrs. Universe USA. Um, she's the one who taught me, like, no matter how high you rise, you still need to stay grounded. And I learned that from her. I don't think I was this kind before. So, like, I know I'm making that extra effort to be genuinely kind. It's to stay grounded and be polite, and always humility goes a long way. uh, so we are under the impression, like, once you are a queen, you have to have that attitude, and then, say no to the photographers, say no to selfies, or, you kind of become another person. No, actually, you are still the same person, just that you have a crown does not mean that you're not human, right? You're still human. So, when I say my journey has changed, I think I have learned to be much, much more grounded, like to be on time every single time. Like, I was always punctual, I think, like, I feel like, but then to be punctual and not throw a tantrum for, oh, I don't have the seat in the front. Like, I'm okay. I'm on the second row. That's fine. I'm glad you invited me. Right. So those things to go, not every time. Like, when there is a time when you need to throw an attitude, yeah, throw an attitude, But then most of the times when you don't have to, like, I learned it that you have to be polite. I think that is why most celebrities look at Shah Rukh Khan. Like, he's such a big celebrity, but he's so humble, and I think he gains double love because of the person he is.
Right.
So there are so many celebrities that are showing the way and path, like, stay grounded.
Yeah.
So I feel like, yeah, that's a journey. That's what I learned. That has changed me. And to be more
Oh, good.
confident. Yeah, and
Yeah.
definitely to be more confident, because I think, and also to knock on doors. Unless you knock, nobody's going to give you anything. Nobody's going to open the door for you, right? They don't
Right.
see you walking at a distance and like, oh, Rashmi is coming, let her in. No, it doesn't happen that way at all. No, make
I
things
love the
hard work.
No, I was saying I love the honesty in which you're sharing all of this because, as you said, humility goes a long way and it's a journey. It's an easy one to say, but
Yeah.
it's a difficult one to practice. And I think the moments that you've encountered, I'm sure you've learned with each encounter, hey, maybe I can do this better this time around. So that helps for sure. So, Rashmi, after you win titles, okay, when you compete internationally, have you noticed any shift in your relationship? Like people that are close to you, I don't know, how has that changed the dynamics for you?
Man, yeah. And these are the times when I feel like a celebrity. I'm like, oh, I got enemies. Uh, no, I don't have enemies. I'm just saying, yeah, definitely, absolutely. This journey has shifted some relationships, in both ways, beautiful ways and unexpected ways. In one hand, like, I mean, on one hand, we have family, incredible support from family, friends, and what I want to say is even from people who you barely knew. Like, you walk in to an event or something, and some random person who had seen, like, long time ago, I don't even remember the name, they would come and like, I've been watching your journey, you're so amazing, Emily. Really? You know me? You really know what I did? So such things, like, people I thought did not know me, like, they have become my friends because they are like, oh, you inspire us. So that is a very positive aspect of it. But on the other hand, there were moments of distance and even negativity, jealousy, doubts. There was a girl who told that I grew horns after the pageant, and I'm like, okay, I don't see it, but that's fine. But as long as I know, like I don't like friends are friends only when they are at the same level. Like one person goes to the next level, then the equilibrium kind of changes, right? Like we always either, I mean, both of them have to be happy for each other. When that doesn't happen, and the other person was like, oh, she's on another level, I don't think she belongs in my circle anymore. Those, that is your problem, but I didn't change. I'm still the same, but then you feel about it that way, you grow an ego about it. That's your problem, right? Sometimes you just can't. And it's also funny when people who very well, like when after I came back from the pageant, it's funny. I'm not complaining. Some people will come right at you. I'm like, and they're like, "Oh, Rashmi, long time no see," and I'm like, "Yeah." And they're not congratulating you on purpose, right? Because they don't want to show that, oh, we know what you did, congratulate. Like it's fine, you don't have to. Intentionally don't make it a point that, oh, we are just here to say hi, not to congratulate. Don't do that to me, because your words or your comments or your likes cannot take away my win, right? I already won. So, like, you don't want to compliment me, that is fine. But don't come and make it obvious that, oh, I didn't know anything about it. Why give that vibe? So, yeah, people treat you in different ways, but I feel like I'm still the same. Like, you show me love, I will show you double love. You respect me, I will respect you also, but you are giving me a feeling like you're not happy seeing my growth, then that's your problem. Like, I don't think you should be jealous of somebody else's growth, because they are not eating out of your plate. Like they are not eating
Right,
off of your plate. It's
right,
their journey, it's their hard work, it's the effort they put in. So
right.
appreciate for their hard work. And I think I used to be jealous of my friends when I was in my 20s and 30s, because that's completely human. But then
Mhm,
there's a time when you kind of shift. There's a change in your perspective, like how you think about the situations. And then I'm like, okay, she's growing. Like, what do I learn from it? How is she growing? How is she getting that form of success? What is she doing differently? So learn
mhm,
from them rather than, intentionally um, giving them your bad vibes. Yeah, so friendships have definitely changed, but I am at a point where I'm like, I'll keep people who are close to me, who care about me, and who I care about. But if you want to lose a really good friend, then please go ahead and lose me.
thank God. Rashmi, you wear it so easily. Because I want you to know, because this is a huge fear that people are trying to get to where you are. They carry this fear.
Yeah,
There's a fear of outgrowing people that you really care about.
yeah.
That you're not allowed to be too much, right? There are these emotions that somebody who hasn't gotten to your level, they're battling this, but they know there's a lot in them that they want to give out. What advice would you give to them?
I don't know. Just be yourself, right? Um, as I said, just don't pretend to be anyone else. Just be yourself. I think I am here today only because I was just being myself. I have pushed myself so hard, and I'm proud of who I have become today. So, and I, let go of the things that you don't have to. Like, we don't have to carry any extra baggage. Like, we have lived more than half of our lives. Why are you doing it? Um, let it all go and move forward.
Mhm,
Yeah. And if people cannot accept you for who you are, then do you even want them, right? I'm not going to change for one person. I'm just going to be myself.
mhm.
Yeah.
That's a good advice, Rashmi. I think it'll go a long way for somebody who's starting their journey here. And I want to touch on this Mrs. Positivity title that you won. You know, that speaks a lot about you because you wear that, you know, that's who you are as a person. And then how do you celebrate, you know, other people, you know, especially if you're not winning the main title, but you see other people winning it? How do you, you know, first and foremost, go through that? But there are also a group of people who don't win. How do you celebrate them as well? Right.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things that you experience in a pageantry. And can you share a little bit about that experience?
Ah, oh, winning positivity. Oh my gosh, that was such an incredible honor. And I'm so glad there was this Filipino judge who was always with us. He was with us all these 9 days. He would travel with us. He would have breakfast with us. He was like our guide. And I think he was the person who was giving away these subtitles. So I'm like, oh, somebody saw me. So
Mhm.
that was an incredible honor. And one of the national directors gave me the crown and wore the sash and everything. So yeah, definitely. And to me, that was my win. So after that, it didn't matter if I won any crown because I was rooting and cheering for Mrs. Universe USA. And we had I had some top five people in my head, so I was rooting for them. But I believe celebrating others' wins uh, is necessary, and I feel like now it comes naturally to me because I have done a lot of pageants, and I know winning is not the end, right? It doesn't end like that. It doesn't end with a crown. It's a journey. So it's if not today, if you really want to win, go find another pageant, go participate in another pageant. But then you cannot expect everybody to win. Like sometimes your win is just a subtitle, or sometimes your win is a judge telling you that, hey, you did great yesterday at your interview. So those are the little wins that you can take home, right? You don't really need to have that crown. But it takes time for young girls to understand that also. And people have to realize that success is not like a limited resource. Like just because, like I went to judge Mrs. Universe USA pageant in September in New York, and there were girls really upset about not winning. They came like third runner up, or some didn't even make it to top seven. So they were calling me, and because I was a judge, and they were calling me. And so after the pageantry is when I could talk to them because I was a judge. I couldn't interact much with them. So after the pageantry, they were like, I don't know why I didn't win. My friends were like, oh, you did amazing and all that. And I'm like, yeah, definitely you did, but I don't remember the marks I gave you or anything. I cannot talk about those things. But then it's okay. Like, even if you don't have the crown, now that you have been on that stage, you have this experience, uh, it is still going to be hard work. The winner and the loser, both of you have to work equally hard to get to something, right? Just because you have this sparkly crown on your head, again, doesn't mean people are coming to knock on the door. So everybody needs to understand just because someone else succeeded does not mean that's your loss. It's not a loss. Like as I said, success isn't it's not a limited resource. So, and also somebody's achievement shouldn't diminish mine. It should actually inspire me
Hmm.
when
Hmm.
somebody else has won. You should look at it like in a positive way. And because when I have said this in a previous interview also, I have experienced rejections like many times. So if I don't win, I'm like, that's completely okay. So I think again, experience matters, like the amount of rejection emails, because I do auditions for model calls, I do audition for ads. I never get like a approval email every once every month, no, I don't. In fact, I get
Hmm.
rejections.
Hmm.
So that is what you have to learn, right?
Right.
And then you
Right.
have to also learn that there are opportunities for everybody. Just because one person
Hmm.
found some one thing does not mean that is the end of the road. Go
Right.
keep digging, go keep walking, and then you will always stumble upon something else, that was
Right.
made for you. So
Right. Right.
yeah, but always be happy at others' growth, uh,
Hmm.
because your negativity, you cannot feed your negativity to somebody else's success, because that is only going to come back right at you. So learn from other success, right?
Hmm.
So I also feel the emotions, again, disappointment, frustration, things happen. But that doesn't define you, right? Like that is not what should define you. Your personality is what should define you. So you always remind yourself about your own journey, your growth, the effort you put in, rather than wondering what others are doing to win. Invest that energy and that thoughts, I mean, the thought process, put it on yourself. And
Mhm.
that's what I have learned. That's how I uh, imagine things. So, and it works great for me. Mm.
Yeah, I mean, no wonder you won the Mrs. Positivity title because these are all thought processes of a positive person
Yeah.
that you're sharing. It's your mindset that matters.
Yeah.
And I want to understand from you, Rashmi, because before you step on a stage, okay,
Yeah.
there's an intention I'm sure you're setting for yourself, right?
Yeah.
What story are you telling yourself when you get on stage?
Same thing I said before, like when I'm on that stage, when I have a mic, or even if it's not a mic, even if it's modeling, even if it's a photography session, I become a little narcissist. This is another advice I can give it to people. See, I am going to own this moment, the 2 minutes that I have. I'm going to be
Uh-huh.
total sucker for the stage and the limelight. It's okay to think that way because that is the only time you get. So every time I'm on a stage, I tell myself, Rashmi, you have like 2 minutes to make your presence felt. This is your moment. I don't want
Mhm.
2 minutes and 1 second. I don't want to regret. Oh, shoot, I should have done it. So every
Mhm.
time I'm on the stage, I'm 100% prepared. And as I said, I'm so organized. I know exactly every microsecond of that moment what I should be doing. So yeah, that's the only thought I have. I forget everything else. I might
Mhm.
be mad at somebody, I might be mad at my kids, I might have yelled at them on the phone for not doing their homework, but the minute I step on that stage, everything else has gone away and I only see myself and my vision. I just want to execute it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like it pays off being a narcissist in some certain occasions.
Sometimes, yeah. And it's okay.
That's nice to hear that. And so, what do you want to create from this whole experience, Rashmi, moving forward? Whether it's a community, mentorship, message for women who may feel unseen or hesitant to chase their dreams.
Yeah.
What is it? What do you want to share?
mean, um, I mean, look at me, like brown skin, black hair, 5'2", petite, not so lean, not at all that stereotypical model material. But then if I have made it till here, anybody can make it. So that's why how I want to empower others. Like, look at me, if I can do it, so do you. And if you're entering pageantries, like or any platform, don't enter to win. It's not about winning. It's about the journey. So step up to show the world who you are and what you are capable of. We all are different in our own different ways. So but you might be special, you might have something special in you that others might see and they're like, oh wow, she is this. So show the world what you are capable of. And yeah, like success is, it's not about a crown. It's about owning your story. It's embracing your own uniqueness, your personality. And how much can you shine, like shine unapologetically, so yeah.
Oh my God, that
And
was
learn
such
who
a
you are. Huh?
no, no, go ahead, finish it up. I think you were saying
No, I
something.
think it takes a long time to finally figure out. At least for me, it took me a long time to figure out who I am and my purpose and my cause and the positive things that are in me, right? Nobody tells you. So
Right.
once you realize what you're capable of and who you are, you feel that power. And then you feel like nothing can stop me. You be fearless. Like I am not afraid of anything anymore. Like tomorrow, if I have to interview to for like a CEO position of a company, I'm like, yeah, bring it on. What am I going to lose? Right? So be fearless. Nobody's going to
Oh
eat.
my. I just love the easy attitude, and I like what you said about it's who you becoming the process. And I can see the huge transformation in you itself from the previous conversation we had.
Even
This
Poonam
looks
from
like
5 years ago when we were in the same city, like I think I have evolved completely from who I was that time. I mean, I still wanted to do it. I had a lot of dreams, I knew, but then I just didn't know where to go, how to execute it, the path, or any of that sort. So I feel like hard work does pay off.
It did indeed. Oh my God, Rashmi, this was such a beautiful, heartfelt conversation. Again, it's a reminder that success isn't always about winning the title, but about the light you bring into every space that you enter. So Rashmi's story shows you that being authentic,
Yeah.
having the courage and the compassion that can create ripple effects beyond the stage. It's happening in the conversation that we are having today. And if
Yeah.
today's
Somebody,
episode, yeah, go ahead.
no, I just wanted to add, like somebody asked me, what's the meaning of your name? And I'm like, it's sun rays, Rashmi, like that's how we interpret it. And
Mhm.
they, I mean, that's a person who knew me very well. So she was like, oh, okay. So you are just the person, it sounds like your name. You were meant to have this name. And then she walked away and I'm like, oh, okay, sunlight. Like, okay, maybe I bring brightness. But then I put my own theory into it. I'm like, um, be like the sun. Like you are hot and sexy and you're lighting up the world, but also you are helping other planets to glow, right?
Yeah,
It's being
yeah.
reflected. And that's exactly
Uh-huh.
why on Earth we can see each other because of that light. So be like the sun.
Hmm.
Spread around your
Hmm.
light and spread positivity. At the same time, be hot and sexy as well. So that's like that's yeah, I like that concept I put together for myself.
I love it. I love it. It's like, you add a nice spin and pep into your conversations and your name speaks to who you are as a person as well. So that's nice.
I used to hate my name, but now I love it.
That's awesome. So, for the folks listening to the episode, if today's episode resonated with you, please take a moment to reflect on what success means to you, not from the world's definition, but from your own truth. And you can continue following Rashmi on her inspiring journey online. And you're going to see her on Instagram. I think it's Rashmi Nair, right? Your handle?
Mrs. Universe Petite 2025.
All right. So make sure you follow Rashmi and also give us some love at Radiate Inner Harmony. Follow us on Instagram as well as on YouTube. That's where I get to share all the stories, tools, and reflections to help you connect with your purpose, elevate your energy, and lead with inner harmony. Thank you for tuning into the Unbound and Awakening episode. Until next time, as Rashmi says, stay grounded, stay kind, stay radiant, and be yourself.
Thank you.